Okay, I'm going to play you this week's BBC Introducing track for you next. And the artist this week is Refuge. Now, the important thing to note about this track is Dean Jackson, who was on the beat last night from 6 o'clock, listens to loads of music every week, gets loads of tracks sent to him, and then he chooses one that is always by a local artist. And it's one track that he wants you to hear. And this week he's gone with Refuge, and the track is called Sounds Inspired. And it's quite an emotional number, to be honest. And I don't think that's overly surprising, given that the band have taken their music onto mental health wards in some of Leicestershire's hospitals at times. Now, they've been mentored along the way by Mark Morris of the Blue Tones and several other musicians along the way, and are asking for the public to help create some of the artwork for their latest single. To explain more is Pete Hurst, who is the vocalist for the group. Pete, good morning. Pleasure to have you on. How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you, Summaya? Are you okay? Are you well?
I'm doing fabulous after my discovery about the calendar. Did you know this?
That was a fabulous thing actually today, because our drummer Doug, he's got a 12th birthday in the family, and with it being, of course, on the 12th, the 12th of the 2nd, 2021. I think that's forward and backwards the same.
Oh my gosh.
So how fab's that? Isn't that great? And to have someone that's 12 in February as well is that's quite cool, isn't it, really?
What's his name? We have to give him a big shout out.
You're going
to have to find out for me.
I don't know who it is, to be fair. I don't know. No. Oh,
right.
No, that's awful. I can't believe I've just said that on radio.
I know, that's awful. That is awful. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to be called up for that for the rest of my life now.
No, it's fine. Just find
sorry.
out and then call me back, and then we'll shout out, and it will just pretend like it never happened. But that is great.
We can cut that bit, can't we? Because this isn't live, is it? No.
Great start. No, you're fine. Don't worry. I love your track. So firstly, talk to me about the story behind this. I know that you've been on BBC Radio Leicester before and you've shared your journey, but to anybody that doesn't know, Peter, talk to me about the story of the band and the reason why mental health is so important to you all.
Yeah, I experienced a lot of challenges back in my 20s, early 20s. I'm coming into my 40s now, but it's I spent some time on the mental health hospital wards, and it was a very challenging time. I had times where it was kind of a bit cycling in hospital. I was eventually diagnosed with bipolar affective disorder, and coming out of hospital, I was turned on to a lot of tools and techniques and well-being things that when I coupled them with the medication, it completely changed my life. And since then, I've not had a single admission back into hospital. Now, it was one of the things that we really were very keen to be able to get these tools into people's hands, because when you find the things that work for you, it can be absolutely life-changing. And not just for people that are really challenged, like say when I was back then, but just for everybody. Our mental health and well-being is so important, and it's vital to know that there's lots of things out there. It's not just one or two things. And so a yellow book that we produce has all these different little tools, tips, techniques, and things that you can have a go at, and they're empowering. They're things that you can try and do yourself.
Can you give us an example of a few of the things, Pete?
Well, let me have a think. I mean, it's quite mindful sort of practice and things. It's very sort of coming into the moment, really. So what we do is we run projects around getting you to think about and feel about the things that really connect with you. Because oftentimes, we can prioritise those things that are quite stressful. We can prioritise those things that, we've got deadlines maybe to meet, or we've got things to do from there. But obviously the things that, say, replenish us, they are just as important to us as well. And it's kind of making the time to think about that and to factor those into your days. Like, for instance, if I go out for a walk, I'm completely there. I'm not thinking about, I've got this email to sort out, or I must get back to such and such. I'm completely in the moment and aware of what's around me. And I think that we all have those creative elements in ourselves, when we are perhaps for some people it's painting, for some people it's cycling and sport, and for other people it can literally be anything.
And for you, Pete, is it music and is it walks? You mentioned walking. Are they your things? Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I mean, for me, I find meditation and mindfulness has completely had a huge impact on me. I love being out in the parks and walking, which is quite wonderful because that's about one of the only things we can do at the moment in some ways. And so that's been really beneficial for me. But the music is such a huge thing. And having all these people come on board with this song has been so amazing because it's, we're asking people to create art, photography, and upload them to an online gallery where all their sort of unique expressions of what keeps them well will be on there before they will eventually get selected to go into the book, and one will be selected to become the cover to the song. So it's been fabulous. We've got Mark Morris of the Blue Tones. There's Lucy Ward, who's she's a Radio 2 Folk Award winning artist, and we've had Bark House, who was in a college music project we ran around wellbeing, and he was the winner of that one. And then we've got the Myas, who have come on board, and they're a band from Nottingham. And also Kitten Pyramid, who, like us, have taken music onto mental health wards as well. So it's all about getting us to focus on those things that can, that can uplift us and that inspire us, and the very kind of simple things, really, and sort of going from. Sorry, I do ramble.
No, I'm just listening to you. No, I'm just sat listening to you because I can one, hear the passion in your voice, and two, I think it is important for us to take a moment to talk about the things that to prioritize. I think the things that we prioritize our work and getting dressed in the morning and cleaning our teeth and having our breakfast. It's equally important to prioritize, like you mentioned, going for a walk. And I suppose there's an analogy that I heard on the radio the other day, and it's I think the word was to do with your. It wasn't resilience. It was, well, I suppose it was like we're having a resilience toolbox. And when things get really difficult, having a toolbox of things that you do regularly that you can then dip into when things are getting really challenging. Because I think when things are going well, it's all great. But when things don't go so well, it's about ensuring that you've already created habits for those times. So talk to me about Sounds Inspired before I get you to introduce it for me the final time this week on this station.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for playing it all this week. It's been amazing for it to reach out there. So Sounds Inspired is about connecting with the things that inspire you to inspire others. And if you come over to the rethinkyourmind.co.uk website, you can see the music videos. You can see all the pieces about the project, and you can get involved. I mean, it's just fabulous that the primary school in Desford has been entering all through Children's Mental Health Week this week, and the University of Nottingham and the University of Melbourne, Australia are going to be getting involved as well. So it's wonderful that these sort of ideas, and they have a lot of interest in the Yellow Book, and the primary school in Desford actually use the school Yellow Book in class time as well with their students. So you can find out more about the Yellow Book and things on the website. But this song, Sounds Inspired, we're just so grateful to everybody that's been involved in it, and yeah, we're looking forward to growing the song and releasing it probably later in the year with it